Pavlopetri is considered to be the oldest submerged town in the world, with evidence of human habitation dating back to 2800 BC. The city was discovered in 1967 by Nicholas Fleming, a British archaeologist and underwater explorer. Pavlopetri was submerged by a sea level rise around 1000 BC, preserving the city and its structures in a well-preserved state. The city covers an area of around 5 hectares and includes houses, streets, tombs, and other structures. Pavlopetri has a sophisticated city plan, with a grid-like street pattern, which is unique for the Bronze Age. Excavations have uncovered a wealth of artifacts including pottery, jewelry, and tools, providing insight into the daily lives of the people who once lived in Pavlopetri. These artifacts that have been uncovered during excavations at the Pavlopetri underwater archaeological site. Excavations at the site have revealed a wealth of artifacts including pottery, jewelry, and tools, which provide insight into the daily lives of the people who once lived in Pavlopetri. These artifacts give us a glimpse into the culture, society, and technology of the ancient inhabitants of the city. For example, the pottery found at the site can provide information about the trade networks, manufacturing techniques and styles of the people who made them. Similarly, the jewelry and tools found at the site can provide information about the artistry, skills, and livelihoods of the people who used them. These artifacts are important resources for researchers who study the history and culture of ancient Greece, as they help to shed light on the everyday lives and experiences of the people who lived in Pavlopetri. Technology has been used to create a virtual reconstruction of the city, allowing researchers to see how it would have looked in its heyday. The use of advanced technology to create a virtual reconstruction of the city of Pavlopetri. Using techniques such as photogrammetry, 3D modeling and computer-generated imagery, researchers have been able to create a detailed and accurate representation of how the city would have looked in its heyday. This allows researchers to visualize the city's layout, architecture and the way of life of the people who lived there. The virtual reconstruction can also be used to study the city's evolution over time and how it was impacted by environmental changes such as sea level rise. This technology also allows researchers to share and communicate the findings to a wider audience, such as in virtual tours, documentaries, and educational materials. It also allows for preservation of the site, as it can be studied without having the need for physical excavation. This virtual reconstruction is an important tool for researchers as it allows them to study the city in more detail than would be possible through traditional underwater excavation alone. It also provides a valuable resource for the general public, allowing them to explore and learn about the city in a way that would not be possible otherwise. Pavlopetri is an important underwater archaeological site and is protected by the Greek government under the terms of the UNESCO Convention on the Protection of the Underwater Cultural Heritage. The protection of the Pavlopetri underwater archaeological site by the Greek government under the terms of the UNESCO Convention on the Protection of the Underwater Cultural Heritage. This convention, adopted in 2001, is an international treaty aimed at protecting underwater cultural heritage, such as shipwrecks, submerged settlements and other underwater archaeological sites. It aims to ensure that underwater cultural heritage is preserved for future generations and that it is protected from looting and destruction. By being protected under the terms of this convention, Pavlopetri is considered as an underwater archaeological site of international significance and is protected by laws and regulations that aim to preserve it for future study and enjoyment. This means that the site can only be explored and studied by authorized personnel and that any artifacts or structures found at the site must be preserved and protected. Additionally, the site is considered as a non-commercial zone, which means that the site can't be exploited for commercial gain. This protection is important to ensure that the site is preserved for future generations to learn from and enjoy and also to respect the cultural heritage of the area. It also ensures that the site is studied and managed in a responsible and sustainable manner, to minimize the impact of human activities on the site and its environment. The site is also a popular destination for divers, who can explore the ruins and see the city's well-preserved structures up close. The fact that Pavlopetri is a popular destination for divers. The city's well-preserved state, rich history and the opportunity to explore an underwater archaeological site, makes it an attractive location for divers to visit. Divers can explore the ruins of the city and see the structures such as houses, streets and tombs up close. They can also see the preservation of the city's artifacts such as pottery and jewelry, which give them a glimpse into the daily lives of the people who once lived in Pavlopetri. Diving in Pavlopetri also allows divers to experience the unique underwater environment and the marine life that lives there. The site can also be used for recreational scuba diving, technical diving and even for educational purposes. It's important to note that diving in Pavlopetri is restricted to authorized personnel and that any artifacts or structures found at the site must be preserved and protected, in accordance with the laws and regulations set by the Greek government under the UNESCO Convention on the Protection of the Underwater Cultural Heritage. Overall, diving in Pavlopetri offers a unique and educational experience that combines the history and culture of ancient Greece with the beauty and wonder of the underwater world. The site is also a popular spot for marine research, as the underwater environment provides unique conditions for studying marine life and the effects of climate change on the coast. Pavlopetri is a fascinating window into the past, and it's important that we continue to study and preserve it for future generations to learn from and enjoy.